What is up, Los Angeles, and welcome back to your Rams LAFB show. I am your host, Ryan Anderson, today with a emergency pod trade edition. The Rams are acquiring Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs for the 29th overall pick, a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, and a 2027 3rd-round pick. Les Snead promised aggression with the first-round picks, said they would attack the secondary. Today, he did both. The good news is the Rams did not give up that 13th overall pick, so they have plenty of flexibility going into the draft. Trent McDuffie's cap hit is about $13.6 million for 2026. The Rams are currently sitting around $45 million in cap space, minus roughly $10 million expected for the rest of the draft class. So we will see how that works out. The renegotiation timeline, Trent McDuffie is under contract for the rest of the season under that cap hit. I'm curious if they will negotiate sooner than later or if they will wait, kind of like they did with Jalen Ramsey. We will see how that plays out in the next weeks and months. He is a legitimate cornerback 1 option, and he is good on the perimeter. We'll talk a little bit more about that in depth in just a second. He does add flexibility so that they can rotate safeties, especially with Quentinn Lake, who's played a ton of snaps at nickel. We'll also touch on that, and also helps with the Kam Curl situation, who is a free agent. What this doesn't mean is the Rams haven't solved all of their problems in the secondary. They still essentially have a full rebuild to do, and the depth is still very thin at the position. So let's touch on that inside versus outside debate with Trent McDuffie. It is a bit of a misconception. There's a lot of talk that Trent McDuffie is just a slot guy, but he's actually even more efficient on the outside, if not more elite on the outside. So 56% completions allowed over his career on the outside, and 2 interceptions there. He's used a ton in press man coverage, 39.5%. That's very important for the Rams. They really, really struggled in press man and in man coverage. They just pretty much lacked the size at the position. Emmanuel Forbes, Darius Williams, not terribly big guys. And, of course, Ahkello Witherspoon went down with injury. Quentinn Lake went down with injury. So that all affected that. Compare that to the slot. So on the outside, he has 56% completions allowed, 69% completions allowed in the slot. Obviously, there's a lot of differences between the two positions, but those numbers are true. That said, McDuffie has 7 forced fumbles and a higher tackle rate. Outside lets him control releases, squeeze receivers to the sidelines, and dictate timing. Slot increases his activity, but lowers his coverage efficiency. So the Rams do get both with that, and that allows for lots of flexibility. And the good thing about that is it frees up Lake, and it helps manage Curl's likely departure in free agency. Chris Shula can now be more aggressive in his coverages, and the perimeter is now playable instead of a liability. So all good things there. Just to touch on Quentinn Lake a little bit more, Quentinn Lake played 65% of his snaps at nickel. Also has a lot of free safety and box experience. Most effectively, he's been used at free safety with box boosting, tackling, and impact. So this basically just allows them to use Quentinn Lake at probably what he is at his best, which is truly versatile, the chess piece that you can move all over the board. There is a reality check at depth, though, with only Emmanuel Forbes and Darius Williams under contract. There is lots of smoke around the idea that they will cut Darius Williams to save about $7.5 million against the cap, which would be a huge savings, and obviously have what McDuffie does bring from a cap hit perspective. So the big picture takeaway is Les Snead promised aggression. He delivered a corner who restores the perimeter structure. He is not a complete rebuild. This room still needs plenty of help, but it's a foundational step in the right direction. More steps are coming. Keep an eye out for free agency, which is coming in just about a week, and keep an eye out for the draft as well. What do you guys think on this move? Obviously a huge area of need. It's just one that they needed to do, and that he was obviously a big name to go out and get, and probably the best option that they had to do what they needed to do. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Always appreciate you watching and all of the feedback that you do give. And we will see you next time. We have Draft Talk coming on Thursday, and we're going to do a free agency show with Aaron Coscarelli. So keep on a lookout for that, and like and subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing from us. Appreciate you guys as always. Until next time.